Now he'll outstare the light. To be furious is to be frightened out of fear. Of course, when Shakespeare wrote those lines, there was plenty about lightning to be frightened of. Buildings were routinely struck, and with little understanding of electricity and grounding techniques, the results were usually disastrous. It wasn't until 300 years later that electricity was understood better. Can anyone tell me who conducted one of the first and probably most famous electricity experiments? Corinne.
Thomas François d'Alibert de France. In 1752, he held an iron rod in one hand to obtain an electrical discharge from a storm cloud, sending sparks to an insulated ground wire he had in his other hand.
I think the professor was talking about the kite guy.
Well, while Corinne is correct about Monsieur d'Alibert's experiment, I was indeed speaking of the kite guy, Benjamin Franklin, who also, in 1752, flew a kite in a Philadelphia thunderstorm, which passed an electrical charge down the length of its damp string to a key tied to the end of the string, causing sparks to jump from the key to Mr. Franklin's other insulated hand. Electricity is one of the fundamental forces of nature, and as with many powerful forces, it has great potential to create as well as to destroy.
Test sequence initiated.
Ever since Corinne told Vaughn that his mother might have been involved in the accident at Paradigm, he's been acting strange. Today, I saw him sketching a picture of the wormhole, and someone was going into it. And he tried to hide it from me. I think that someone is him.
You think Vaughn is planning to go in the wormhole? Why?
To find his mother.
You're jumping to conclusions.
Besides, drawing pictures isn't exactly a crime.
Guys?
Your gravity sensor. The wormhole's open.
Vaughn. Vaughn! Don't go! He already went through.
Josie, don't stand there.
If the wormhole just opened, it can open again.
Guys. Whoa. Guys? October 4th, 1879?
Student's case is upstairs on the double. Mr. Avenier's not paying you to dawdle?
I'm going out front.
Okay.
Chichester Preparatory Academy? What's a Chichester?
Pardon me, if you please.
I have to get out of here.
Miss Turner, we've been expecting you. You are Miss Leslie Turner of Kansas City, one of our first students here at New Chichester Preparatory Academy. I received the telegram yesterday that you'd be arriving early.
Yeah, that's right, Principal Durst.
I believe you mean Headmistress Durst.
Now listen, Mr. Avenier isn't paying you to chat. Get working or I'll stop your pay.
Are those waist overalls you are wearing?
Yes. They're very popular out west in Kansas City.
We're out east now. I suggest you change out of that ridiculous outfit before Mr. Avenier sees you.
Mr. Avenier?
Your trunks arrived a few days ago. You will find them in your room at the top of the stairs.
That's great. I just need to check something out in Professor's... the science office first.
You may do so after you have changed into more appropriate attire.
But...
After. What an odd child.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Is everything all right, Miss?
Turner.
Pleasure to meet you, Miss Turner. My name is Blake Holsey.
Blake Holsey?
You must be one of the incoming students. I overheard Headmistress Durst saying to my father that one had arrived early.
Oh, yeah, I appeared unexpectedly.
Well, the other students should be along any time now.
That means I don't have much time.
For what?
Oh, to find a friend of mine. You didn't happen to see another new student, a boy about my age wandering around looking like he didn't belong?
No. However, if you'd allow me to show you around our new school, perhaps we can find him together. Miss Turner.
Oh, no.
And I shan't take no for an answer. The architecture of the school is modeled after a typical gentleman's country estate of Britain. Mr. Avenir feels that a setting such as that is, how did he put it, more conducive to educational excellence.
Mr. Avenir, is he the architect?
Mr. Avenir paid for the construction of the school. My father's the architect. Though Mr. Avenir gave him some very odd plans and requirements to execute.
What do you mean by odd?
Rooms had to face just so. Air vents had to be positioned here and not there. The professor's science office was to have a subfloor made of palladium installed underneath the tile.
Wait, palladium? Under the floor of the science office? That's the least dense metal on the planet.
Blast! You just stepped into my photograph. That film is very expensive, you know.
I'm very sorry, Mr. Eastman. There's a storm coming. We best get inside.
Miss Turner? Very untidy. You clear Death Weasel?
Blake, have you ever seen any strange events centered in or around the science office?
You mean other than a pretty young woman jumping up and down in the middle of the floor?
I mean, like, unexplained scientific phenomena.
Listen to you. Most girls our age are more interested in art and music than science.
I think you'll find that I'm not like most girls.
I can see that. I was never much interested in science. All that peering into microscopes and flying kites in storms. It's not for me. What is that?
The vortex. It's open.
The what?
Vaughn?
Josie, come on.
Josie, who's Josie?
She's Josie.
She's Miss Turner.
Well, she's coming with me.
Unhand her.
Unhand her yourself.
Both you guys unhand me?